it's Laura, and if you couldn't tell, I'm actually not in my nephew's room today. This is actually my room. Right now, my family and I are in the process of like going through all of our stuff and doing like a giant spring cleaning. We actually just had a yard sale this past weekend, and we're trying to get rid of a bunch of stuff. One of the things we were getting rid of was the desk in my nephew's room, and I had always meant to transition to my room, but I had this whole idea about rearranging my furniture and setting up a nice spot, but I haven't been able to do that. We have a lot of stuff. My mom's the kind of person who likes to save things, so there's a lot. I also had every intention of making my bed before this video. I washed my sheets, I was about to make my bed, and then this one decided that she was going to take a nap on my bed, and I just didn't have the heart to move her, so there's that. Anyway, so things are going to be like this for the next few videos. Hopefully I can get my room set up soonish. So anyway, so today I'm going to share an update with my This Is Pantasy project pan. This project was created by Allie, and it's a Fantastic Ladies collab project. And this project's all about mythological creatures. So for this update, I actually have met my goal on 4 items. So the first thing that I met my goal on, which is a really exciting one, was for Phoenix, and that was a repressed or depotted item. For that, I chose a face powder from the 100 yen store from the brand You Are Glam, because I had repressed it after Sora knocked it off my nightstand and it shattered. My goal was to finish it, and I have finished it. I'm so excited that I have finally finished a face powder. I feel like it's been a while since I've actually panned a face powder. The last one I was working on I had to throw away because of COVID. So this is my first face powder for this year finishing. Next thing I was able to meet my goal on was for Zombie, and that is something that is falling apart. For me, I didn't really have much that was falling apart other than my Pan That palette for this year. So I just picked this Wet n Wild blush because I feel like Wet n Wild packaging is notorious for falling apart before you can finish the item. My goal was just to use this 5 times. This is in the shade Hummingbird Hype, and I was able to use it 5 times. Next is for e.l.f., and that was something that makes you feel beautiful. For that, I chose this concealer from Wet n Wild, and my goal was to use it 5 times, and I used it 5 times. And the last thing I met my goal on is for Troll, and that is something with ugly packaging. And I chose this Sephora Serum. My goal was to finish it, and I finished it. So those are the things I met my goal on. I'm also going to be rolling out 2 other things that I didn't necessarily meet my goal on. One is for Kraken, and that is something that you keep panning and panning. I chose this blush from Milani and Berry Amore. This is what it's looking like. I think I maybe used this once or twice in the past month. I'm up to 64 uses total since putting it in the project, which I think is good enough. So my original goal was to finish this, and the reason why I'm rolling it out is because I actually only have 3 prompts left in this project. So this project is starting to wind down for me, and this will take a really long time to finish, especially since I haven't really been using it these past few months. And I don't want to keep this project around just for like 1 or 2 items. Which brings me to the next item I'm rolling out. This is for Centaur, and that was a duo. I really wanted to finish this duo from Clinique, and I was able to finish the pink shade and hit pan on the purple shade. I think I used this twice in the last month. It's so, like, same thing with the blush. I'm just not reaching for this. In total, I've used it 90 times in this project, which I think that's good enough. I would have liked to have finished it, but I don't think that's going to happen, so I'm rolling that out as well. Okay, so the other two items, one is for Cyclops, and that is a single shadow. I chose this eyeshadow from Carez in the shade White. I've only used this twice in the past month, and today being one of those times. It does already have a really big dip in it, so I don't think it'll take that many uses to hit pan. I just need to start using it. So hopefully I can get some more uses in there. And the other thing is for Oni, so that is something that I added into this project. I lived in Japan for 5 years, so I thought it would be really fun to add some Japanese mythological creatures. So the prompt for that one was an Asian makeup brand, and I had chose this primer from Vizzy. I haven't touched it. I'm working on a primer in the Child of the 80s project, and that primer has been close to being done for months now, and it just will not finish, which I'm not really complaining about because it's my favorite primer. So I'm glad it's lasting a long time. Like, it's definitely worth its money. But you know, the whole satisfaction with panning is like finishing things. So I really want to get some of my other primers used up, but it's so close. So I haven't been able to work on this yet. Okay, so like I said, I only have 3 prompts left in this project, and I already chose the items I'm going to be working on for those. So the first one is Giant, and that is something that you used before it became big in the beauty community. So this was kind of hard for me to think of something because I don't think I necessarily used products before they got popular. Like, the only thing I can really closely think of is a story I had told in another video about how when I was in middle school, it was really popular to put black eyeliner like under your eye, like on your lower lash line. And I tried it a couple times, but I just don't think it suits my eye shape, my face shape, and it just looks terrible on me. So what I did was I had this purple quad from, I think, Maybelline. I forget what the brand was. And in that quad was like a plummy purple matte shade, and I would take the sponge tip, and one of the sides of the sponge tip was a little bit pointier, and I would smudge that on my lower lash line, and I thought it looked way better, like not so harsh, and it suited me much better, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I was reapplying in the bathroom one time, and a girl walks in and she's like, "Are you putting eyeshadow under your eye?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she just gives me the dirtiest look, and I'm like, well, I like it. So there was that. And then the other time I can maybe think of was when I was in high school. It had kind of transitioned from putting eyeliner on the bottom lash line to the top lash line, but we were still using pencils. And I specifically remember when I was sitting in homeroom, a girl walked in and she had eyeliner on the top lash line, but it looked much different. Like, it looked like smooth and sharp and really cool. So all the girls were like, "What are you wearing? What are you wearing?" And she's like, "It's liquid eyeliner." And we were all like, "Liquid eyeliner? Oh, that's so cool." So I immediately, like after school, went and bought some liquid liner because I thought it looked so cool. So I mean, I guess that wasn't necessarily me. So kind of got on the liquid liner before everyone started doing it a little bit. But I'm already working on like a million eyeliners, so I didn't want to put in another eyeliner. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to roll in this duo that I had been working on for that other prompt, the Centaur prompt, because this shadow is actually, from what I can remember, pretty close to the color that I had used from that quad to smudge on my lower lash line when I was in middle school. So I'm going to put this in for that prompt, but not to finish. I think I'm just gonna put it like a 5-use goal on that. So the next prompt is Unicorn, and that is a new untouched item. So for that, I'm putting in this face mask. Has not been opened. And my goal is to finish it. And the last thing is for Vampire, and that is a blood red item. And for that, I chose this liquid lipstick from Too Faced in Cinnamon Bear. I think that's kind of a blood red, right? Like blood red is a bit darker, right? I don't know. Whatever. We're just gonna go with it. So my goal is just to use this 5 times. This isn't really a lip product that I'm interested in panning this year. I have some older lip products that I really want to get through. So this is not my priority. So I'm only gonna put a 5 use goal on this. Okay, so that's everything. So for my next update, I'm not gonna update this until I reach my goals on everything. So my next update will be my finale, whenever that will be. Hopefully it'll be either next month or the month after. I think it all depends on how fast I can get through this primer, and if I can ever finish that other primer. We'll see. Anyway, that's everything. I'll see you next time. Bye!